What's up, boxing fans? This is TBE Boxing, back at you again. Today's topic: Iceman Bud Crawford wants Canelo at 160 pounds. He's willing to take the fight with Gervonta Davis at 147 pounds. Tank, send the contract. Let's chop it up and see what it's all about.
Got the money for minutes, pretty bitch, gotta show me titties. This is the life that I chose, huh? On the block with the pole, huh? This is the life that I chose, huh? On the block with the pole, huh? That life before riches, huh? That life before riches, huh? Pretty bitch, show me titties, huh? And I got the glazzy run up on me, I'ma make you get it. I'ma make you get it.
Okay, boxing fans, let's talk some boxing. Got a lot of boxing to talk about. A lot of things happening today. Today, Iceman Bud Crawford was on the Breakfast Club, and he spoke about three fighters in particular, actually four. And so we're gonna, give you a little news on what he actually said in this on the podcast. So you can go ahead and check out the podcast. It's on the internet. It's on YouTube, the Breakfast Club. So Crawford revealed that he's willing to fight Canelo at 160 pounds. So Canelo would have to move down 8 pounds to fight him at 160. He'd have to move up two weight classes to fight Canelo. Canelo would have to move down one weight class to fight him, right? So to me, that's reasonable. If you have to move up two weight class, Canelo can move down one. And so that fight could possibly happen if Canelo is willing to move down to 160 and fight Bud Crawford. Hopefully, he's willing to do that. That would be a great fight. Now, we all know that Canelo is fighting Jamel Charlo in September at 168 pounds. So we don't know, how that's going to play out. A lot of people are saying that Canelo is going to win that fight. Even Crawford said that he's picking Canelo on that fight, but he also said that Jamel, people might be sleeping on Jamel Charlo, and I kind of think the same thing in a kind of a way. Even though I'm also saying that Canelo is most likely to beat Jamel, but Jamel has a lot of skills and he could possibly do some damage up there at 160. The only problem is that I'm in 168. The only problem is that he never fought at that weight before, I don't think, and it's going to be how is he going to be able to acclimate himself to that weight? It'd have been a different story if he had fought somebody, in a tune-up at 168 first, but he's going straight to the he's going straight to the goal. He's going straight for Canelo, so he doesn't get a chance to get in a tune-up fight. So we don't know exactly how he's going to actually perform at that weight class. But we just have to wait and see. Uh, but whoever wins in the fight between Jamel and Canelo, Crawford wants the winner. Basically, that's what it comes down to. You take the winner of that fight. If it's Canelo, he got to come down. If it's Jamal, he says he's going to come down, and so that fight will be made. Without any problems, I would think. He also spoke a little bit about Boots, and he said that Boots, there's nothing in it for him to fight Boots. He's worked hard to get to where he is right now, and he feels that he has the right to decide what he wants to do next, and he doesn't want anybody pushing anybody on him. As far as he's concerned, fighting Boots is a lose-lose situation because if he wins, you know, they're gonna say, and this is actually what he said. He said people are gonna say that Boots was too greedy and he was too young, he wasn't ready, and they're just gonna make excuses like they did in the Errol Spence fight. So he doesn't see anything in him, in it for him to fight Boots. Boots is not a big name. It's not, it's not a big money fight. It's not a mega fight. So, any money that be made from that fight will be made from him, and based on what he just recently accomplished in beating Errol Spence. So he doesn't see any upside for him fighting Boots at all. And I don't blame him. I don't see any either. Okay, I mean, it's not about whether Boots, is any, is ready for him or not. Even though I don't think he is. But as far as he's concerned, it's about the money, and there's not enough money to be generated to fight Boots. If he fight Boots at this point, he just be doing Boots a favor. And this is not the it's boxing business. It's not favor. It's not a favor business. So unless Boots, can come up with the money, and his people or some people come up with the money for that Boots fight, the same amount of money he would make to fight a guy like Tank or Canelo, then he's not gonna make that fight. So and if they can't generate that kind of money, because at this point, I don't think Personally, I don't think Crawford should be fighting for less than 20 million on any fight that he makes from now on. Any fight that he does from now on, he should make at least 20 million. That's what you should get as a two-time undisputed. Okay, gunning to become three-time undisputed. So that's how I see that. Now with the Tank fight, he's willing to fight Tank, he said, but Tank got to come to 147 pounds, okay, and then he said he'll take that fight in a minute because it's probably good money, so you don't have no problem taking that fight with Tank. So there it is. So now Tank, was out there saying that he's going to knock Crawford out. He could knock him out in 6 rounds. So now he's going to get his chance. So we expect at this point for Tank to send the contract to Crawford to make the fight happen because he's been talking a lot. So now is the time, to stop the cap and send the contract. Okay, if he's really about that. Okay, which I don't think, but we'll see how it plays out. So we're gonna go to the videotape, because we have receipts, and so we want to show you what he said about Canelo and about Tank. So let's take a look at it.
Do we fight this guy? Do we fight that guy? Now what?
I mean, everybody keeps bringing up Canelo. I think that's weird, because you'd have to gain 20 pounds.
Yeah.
But they say that's the money fight. That's the mega fight. That's the money fight. That's the only thing that makes sense for Terence Crawford.
Well, catch weight. We can do something at a catch weight.
What weight you think?
Probably 160 or something.
You said you said 154 is the highest you want to go.
Yeah, 158, 160. That'd be cool.
Also, I see. What was that conversation when you called Eminem to have Eminem bring you out? Because that was a surprise to people.
Okay, so there it is. You saw what he said about Canelo. 168, 158, 160. He's going to fight Canelo at 160 pounds. Let's just hope that Canelo is willing to come down to that weight and fight him. Okay, this would be a mega fight of the highest proportions. As a matter of fact, if Jermell Charlo was to beat Canelo, that would be another mega fight. So either way, whether it's Canelo or Jermell Charlo, it's going to be a big fight. So let's see what happens between Jermell Charlo and Canelo, and then the winner will make the fight with Crawford more than likely. Because that's another mega fight. So hopefully that's the way it plays out. That Jermell goes up and fights Canelo. The winner of that fight will fight Crawford. I'd love to see those fights. I mean, I'm looking forward to the Jermell Charlo Canelo fight as well. So that's another thing to look forward to. Now, in terms of Tank, let's see what he says about Tank. We're gonna take a look at the videotape. Let's take a look at that right now.
How do you not lead with ego? Like if you hear somebody like Tank say 147, I knock Bud out.
Well, he just talking. He got the confidence in himself that he believe that he can do that because he's been knocking all these fighters out that he's been in the ring with. So no knock to Tank, but there's definitely levels. And if he come up to 147 and he's thinking he's just gonna knock Terence Crawford out, got another thing coming.
So that's the fight you would make happen? If he wanted to come up to 147?
Yeah, I'll stay at 147 for him. That's a big money.
That's a big fight, yeah.
It's a big money fight, yeah.
So Spence.
But then what? Everybody gonna say he was too small. Nobody gonna give me credit.
Yeah.
They're gonna say, "Oh man, you beat up a little guy that's fight at 135." Yeah, Tank like 5'5". He's a little guy. Yeah, he can punch, but in his weight class, not saying that he can't punch in any weight class because he punching, and we see that, But what type of recognition I'm gonna get for, beating up on Tank? A lot of people don't know. 135 and 147 is a big jump. That's almost 20 pounds. Well, 22.
12.
Yeah,
12, yeah.
12 pounds. So that's a big jump.
So for you, it's all about legacy and money at this point.
100%.
It's not too much out there for you?
My legacy is already set in stone.
Yeah.
Before, when you look at my career, I was already, going to the Hall of Fame without Spence. I'm already flying in the sunset. That's the only thing I didn't accomplish yet. is the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing in boxing that Terence Crawford haven't accomplished.
Okay, so there it is. You saw it. Okay. He gave a warning to Tank. If you think he'll come to 147 pounds and touch my chin, you better think twice. Yeah. So now let's see what Tank is gonna do. Let's see what Canelo is gonna do. And as for Boots Ennis, he's just gonna have to wait his turn. Because eventually Crawford's probably gonna move up anyway, and that's what he's waiting for anyway. He's been waiting for to get a belt, one of the belts. He waiting for he was waiting for Spence to drop the belts. Now he's waiting for Crawford to drop the belts, and then he could take one of those belts, and he can make his own name at 147 pounds by beating all them other guys at 147. So that would be the best move for Boots Ennis. Not trying to fight Crawford. I don't think that's a wise move for him at all. Just wait till Crawford moves up and drop them belts. Just be patient like he was being patient before with Spence. He was waiting for them belts to get dropped, and then you was going to get your IBF belt, and then you could go ahead and terrorize the welterweight division. So that's what Boots needs to do. And I think that's exactly what they're going to do. I don't think Bosley is going to put Boots in there with a killer like Crawford. I said it before and I'm saying it again. Bosley is too smart for that. He's not going to put his son Boots in there with a killer like Crawford. Okay? So that it is what it is. All right, so again, we have the Crawford Canelo fight to look forward to, possibly, and we have the Crawford Devontae fight to look forward to if Devontae stops capping and sends out the contract. So let's see what's going to happen. Okay, hopefully we get both of those fights and the Charlo fight as well. So with that said, I'm not going to take too long. I'm not going to make this a long video. I'm going to leave it there. This is TBE Boxing saying, I'm out.
Got the money for minutes, pretty bitch, gotta show me titties. This is the life that I chose, huh? On the block with the pole, huh? This is the life that I chose, huh? On the block with the pole, huh? That life before riches, huh? That life before riches, huh? Pretty bitch, show me titties, huh? And I got the glazzy run up on me, I'ma make you get it. I'ma make you get it.